Anxiety as Judgment Day draws near for the result of the Presidential Election Petitions Tribunal. Anxiety has started building up in the camp of President Bola Tinubu and the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, and Peter Obi of the Labour Party, as Judgment Day beckons at the Presidential Election Petition Court, where the declaration of the president as winner of the February 25 election is being challenged. Already with the filing of the final addresses, both parties in the petitions filed by Atiku and Obi against the victory of President Tinubu, the stage is now set for adoption of the written arguments to pave the way for the courts to fix a date for judgment. In their separate petitions, both candidates had challenged the declaration of Tinubu as the president by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC). It is their common prayer for the court that the court should nullify the election of Tinubu on the grounds that at the time of the presidential election, he was not qualified to contest on grounds of forfeiture of proceeds from drug trafficking and money laundering in the United States, declaration of allegiance to another country other than Nigeria, presenting a forged university certificate, perjury, and inability to win the highest vote cast in the election. Both also for a candidate to be declared president according to the constitution, the person must score 25% of valid votes in the Federal Capital Territory. On his part, Obi also alleged that Vice President Kashim Shettima, at the time of his nomination as running mate, was already the senatorial candidate of the All Progressives Congress for Borno Central. In his final address settled by his late counsel Chief Chris Uche, Atiku said INEC's assertion that he won in 21 states was neither disputed, retracted, debunked, and therefore the court should proceed to declare him winner of the election. The former vice president, who accused the electoral body of manipulating the outcome of the election in favor of Tinubu and the APC, urged the court not to be intimidated by the ruling party but to be courageous to stand on the path of justice. Atiku and Obi's teams described Tinubu's statement that there would be anarchy if the election was nullified as cheap, misguided, and destructive blackmail. They were referring to President Tinubu's written address filed by his late counsel, Wole Olanipekun, threatening that if the election which produced him as president is nullified, it could lead to absurdity, chaos, anarchy, and alteration of the very intention of the legislature. In the case of Atiku, the electoral umpire had in its response to Atiku's petition asserted that the PDP presidential candidate won 21 states in the last presidential poll. It listed the 21 states won by Atiku and his political party to include Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Borno, Delta, Ekiti, Gombe, Jigawa, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Kogi, Kwara, Nasarawa, Niger, Osun, Sokoto, Taraba, Yobe, and Zamfara. Atiku therefore urged the court to hold that since the electoral umpire, which on its own averment claimed that he won states and did not rebut the assertion throughout the proceedings, the tribunal should proceed to uphold the declaration. The final written address read in part, "Very importantly, the first respondent, INEC, who conducted the election, made an open admission in paragraph 18 of its reply to the petition, where it unequivocally stated thus: The first respondent further avers that in compliance with extant laws and regulations, it diligently discharged its duties when it collated the first petitioner's scores at the election, which aggregates to 6,984,520, winning only 21 states. Indeed, as admitted by the first respondent INEC, the first petitioner Atiku won in these 21 states. It is important to note that throughout the trial, the first respondent neither refuted nor countermanded these critical averments nor denied it. And so PDP urge your lordship to hold that this constitutes an admission that requires no further proof. It also constitutes an admission against interest. While accusing the INEC of deliberate manipulation of the result of the polls, Atiku and his party equally described the failure to electronically transmit the results of the election as willful sabotage. However, with Atiku saying that he won 21 states and should be declared the winner, he also at some point filed a case against Ahmed Tinubu about the issue of the 25% in the FCT, whereby he did not also win 25% in the FCT. That makes Peter Obi the likely candidate should the election be nullified or should Tinubu be disqualified. Peter Obi will be announced as the winner of the election because he is the only candidate who satisfied the constitutional requirement by winning the 25% in FCT and winning votes in two-thirds of the country. Well, the day of the court judgment is drawing close. We stand to see what is going to happen. Until then, we keep our fingers crossed. I will keep updating you every step of the way. If you've not yet seen about the final written address, I have the video on my channel. Go to the next video and check out that written address by Labour Party. I will keep updating you every step of the way. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and thanks for watching.